With the prestigious bounty hunter expansion to Red Dead Online, and I use the term prestigious as loosely as possible, we've seen the addition of 3 new legendary bounty hunts. We've seen the Del Lobos La Muñeca, we've seen the Dandy's Bow in Lemoyne, and just recently we took out the 7th generation cult leader, and I have a couple of videos coming on that in the next little while that you might find interesting. But I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about the 13 additional bounties we've seen added to the game. The multi-tiered or multi-target bounties, not just available in every city across the map, but also at every single station. So in total there are 13, and I've decided to screenshot and put together all the information for every single bounty across the map, starting from left to right. So if you already know about them or if you've already seen it, then by all means, but here we go. So starting in Tumbleweed. Addison Wise Jailbreakers. Former wardens at Siska Penitentiary, these men have turned their knowledge of modern techniques of incarceration against the very institutions they once policed. Jailbreakers for hire. They are responsible for the escape of, among others, notorious arsonists Cole Reeves and Patty McGovern. So it's quite possible that those might be allusions to potential legendary bounties we have coming in the near future as well. At Benedict Point, Los Pasajeros, I'm sure I'm not saying that properly, but no ordinary train robbers, these enterprising bandits have commandeered a valuable locomotive belonging to the Southwestern Railroad Company, which they use to terrorize the region with impunity. At Armadillo, we have the Butchers of Benedict Pass. Once dutiful lawmen and soldiers, these men now exploit the respect due to their uniforms in order to gain the trust and compliance of their victims. These poor souls are not merely kidnapped, but mutilated beyond all recognition. Their ruined corpses then fraudulently submitted as bounties. In Blackwater, we have Thaddeus Walter's men. Long thought dead after their infamous plunge over Manteca Falls in the course of their flight from justice, Thaddeus Walter and his men are believed to be abroad once more. Relying on their skills as card sharps, they hope to amass enough funds to flee the country. They must be stopped at any cost. At Riggs Station, we have Bartholomew Brown's Gentleman, so another potential legendary bounty. Bartholomew Brown's Gentleman. Pretending to high birth and delicate manners, yet surrounding themselves with thugs and cutthroats, these viperious dandies have orchestrated a ruthless web of blackmail and extortion throughout West Elizabeth, leaving their hardworking victims with nothing to their name but debt and rags. In the town of Strawberry, you can find the Initiates, responsible for the sudden wave of kidnap, murder, and savagery across West Elizabeth. Survivors of their ferocious assaults speak of their commitment to passing a mysterious initiation into a brotherhood of skinners. The meaning of these words and of the savagery they have extorted remains unknown. At Wallace Station, you can find Theodore Xavier's Hunt. Mr. Xavier has defied all attempts by state authorities to license, regulate, and tax his hunting of unusual fauna. The revenue agents sent to discuss these matters with Mr. Xavier remain unaccounted for. The bounty of his capture was kindly provided to the state of West Elizabeth by Miss Harriet Davenport. In Valentine, we have the trio that are actually a part of the 7th generation and sort of foreshadow the legendary bounty we recently had. Wanted for the corruption of youth throughout the Heartlands region and in connection with several missing persons. Although these highly charismatic individuals are not independent actors, the link between them is, as yet, poorly documented. The same cannot be said for their fervor and cunning. At Emerald Ranch, you'll find the 3 widows. The widows of feared highwayman Dean Brady, Jose Perez, and Miles Stanton have taken up arms in lawless vengeance for the God-willed execution of their iniquitous husbands. Not to be underestimated, this villainous coven learned much from their spouses and command the loyalty of their surviving accomplices. In Rhodes, you'll find the Bellingham brothers. The brothers Patrick, Ned, Tobias, and Dan Bellingham have abandoned their respectable family business in Rhodes to begin the unlicensed distillation of spirits. Officials report that the men are in a state of near constant inebriation and prone to visit uncontrolled violence upon any travelers who happen across their stills. In Saint Denis, you'll find Whore, Roche, and Goat. Resurrectionists strike Saint Denis. The ghouls rob graves not for valuables, but for the very bodies of the recently deceased, which they sell to unscrupulous anatomists. Nor is this the height of their depravity. They are also believed to murder innocents in pursuit of fresh cadavers, and even to kidnap live victims for vivisection. You'll find about Bradshaw. In Van Horn, you'll find Bradshaw, Colt, and Penn, long known to the residents of Van Horn on account of domestic arrangements scandalous to the public conscience. This cutthroat trio and their associates form the keystone of the region's trade in stolen goods. The authorities also wish to learn the identity of their principal buyer. I was thinking about this, and I think this is actually a subtle reference to the fence in Van Horn. And finally, in Ansburg, you'll find Tobin Anderson's wreckers. These men, once civic engineers of considerable repute, now abuse their skills in the service of industrial sabotage. They leave behind them a string of factories and mills reduced to ash, together with the innocent laborers therein. And it makes you question if Tobin Anderson is among them, or perhaps another legendary bounty not. But that's all 13. Let me know if I missed any or got the order wrong, but I think I did a pretty good job. I hope it wasn't too hard to listen to me breathe heavily and talk about all of them. So let me know what your thoughts are, and I'd love to hear what you guys think of these bounties.